Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's the True Opinionist back at it again, or Alexander as some of you might know. So today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Love Hurts, starring, I can't pronounce his name, I always have to look at it to be able to say it, Ke Huy Quan. I hope I didn't butcher it this time. I've recorded this video multiple times already, but yeah, if I butchered your name, I apologize. But yeah, one other sidetrack thing I gotta say. Every time I hear Ke Huy Quan, I always think of Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars. I don't know why. Their names are just so similar. Okay, but enough of the sidetrack stuff. Yeah, so this movie stars Ke Huy Quan, and this is a live action. This is a Valentine's Day / action movie done by the same people who did John Wick, Nobody, the Santa movie that came out last year or the year before that, which was an action movie. They've done a lot of things. This also stars the person from Kraven the Hunter, Ariana DeBose, and a couple other people I don't know. So yeah, let's get right into this. This movie is about a realtor guy who sells houses to people. His name is Marvin, and he escaped his life of crime and gets brought back into the fold with people from his past coming back and getting involved in his life. And pretty much, I think the movie is not that great. Is it terrible? No. Is it something I would recommend to people? Not really. I'd say it's one of those movies you would watch once and then forget about a week later, or T-1 day after. Like, this is one of those movies that does not stand out, and there are so many other movies that do this plot better. This movie also technically doesn't have a plot. It has it, but the plot's just not good here. None of the characters feel fleshed out. The romance, there's a couple romance ideas. There's the main character, which is played by Ke Huy Quan and Ariana DeBose. So Marvin, the main character, and then Marvin's girlfriend, or the movie doesn't do a good job at explaining too well whether they ever got together or not. But yeah, I'm just gonna call her the girlfriend because that's what the movie was playing up the whole entire time. But yeah, it has those two couples, and then it has a side couple, and none of the cast have chemistry with each other. None of the relationships that are supposed to be a part of this movie are built up at all. And I think that's one of the movie's biggest problems. You can't go to a romance movie with no romance in it. Like, I would say don't go to this movie for romance. If you want to have mindless fun, then go to it for that. If you just want to see dumb, cartoony, over-the-top action, you got that. This is one of those movies where you might have a good time if you like action, but outside of that, you probably won't have the best time. And it's one of those things where this movie could have been good. I like Ke Huy Quan quite a lot as an actor. I've seen him in so many things. He's phenomenal. He doesn't do a bad job in this movie. Like, I think he does a good job. He's entertaining. But it's just a lot that doesn't help this movie. The plot, like I said, is kind of non-existent. The girlfriend in this movie she's sort of a character, but it's not fleshed out. Most of these characters are not extremely fleshed out. And then I also feel like this movie is all over the place. One second it wants to be here, and then another second it wants to be there. And it does a lot of talking about the past, but doesn't show anything really. Doesn't show much of the past. And I feel like when it's telling you about the past, it throws off what's already going on in the movie. The villains in this movie, they're like three separate. They're all one group of villains. Like they all come from the same faction or something similar, where they're supposed to be working together. But at the same time, the movie makes it seem like there's three different villains. The villains are just not good in this movie. The only one I actually liked was the brother in the movie. I don't know the actor's name. Daniel Wu. I actually liked him in this movie. He wasn't given a lot to do though. And he's another one of those things where you should not take this movie. You should not take him seriously, because the movie doesn't take him seriously. The movie doesn't take anything seriously, really. It's just one of those movies where it's supposed to be a funny thing. It doesn't take itself seriously, and it doesn't make any of its characters or anything in the movie that would make sense serious. So, I don't know. Like, if you want dumb fun, you got that in this movie. But I would not recommend watching this movie in the theaters. I would say this is a movie that you would wait and watch at home when it hits streaming or like normal television. That you would watch that one time and then never again. And it's sad because the trailers made it look like a fun movie. So I was hoping I would come out of this movie very like happy, singing its praises. I'm not disappointed with the movie because I wasn't expecting anything from this movie, but I'm also not like, oh, this was a good movie. I just feel very indifferent towards it. I wish I could say I liked the movie and I wish I could give it more praise, but the movie just does a lot to where it just feels unbelievable in a lot of instances, or just hurts the movie. Like, the romance feels very unbelievable because the movie never spent time building up its characters like it should have. Like, it goes into depth a little bit, but not enough to make these characters feel like actual characters. And then the romance in this movie, it's there, but it doesn't feel like romance that you could believe. This is the type of romance where they're like, here, this is your couple. We spent no time building them up. They have no chemistry. But yeah, you're gonna love it anyways. The worst part about this movie is the side relationship. It feels like it came out of nowhere. And like I said, none of the actors have chemistry with each other. None of the couples in this movie, and there are two, none of them feel like they have chemistry with each other. And I'm just like, how are you going to make a movie about relationships and, things like that, where they just don't have chemistry and it just doesn't work? I don't get it. But yeah, there's not a lot I can say that was good about the movie. I mean, Ke Huy Quan, he was probably the best part. And then I did like his brother. His brother was kind of entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. And I will say, you might get entertainment out of it. I think that's what people will probably take away from this movie, entertainment, for like that hour and 33 minutes. The pacing isn't bad, but I do wish they took a little bit more time to flesh out these characters, flesh out the relationships, give a little more depth to the backstory, showed a little more, But this movie doesn't do that. One final thing I will say is the action in this movie. I already brought it up a little bit earlier on, but it's very over the top. I don't mind over the top action. I actually really love over the top action. But for whatever reason, this movie's over the top action just doesn't work for me. In some instances it did, but in others I just felt like this is not believable. You're somehow throwing this guy in a fridge and then throwing him across the room like you're superhuman from the MCU. There was a lot of scenes in this action movie where it just felt like, how does this work? Like, you should not have this much strength to throw him, this far. Like, there were certain scenes within the action that just felt too unbelievable for me to really gravitate towards it. And like I said, I like over the top action. This was like cartoony over the top action. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like there have been a lot of movies that do that right, but I don't know. I just don't think this movie did it right. And there was even one scene where there was like, they were using a straw to kill people or use it to fight people. I won't say, yeah. They were using it to fight people and it was causing scars and scratches, and I'm like, it's a plastic straw. How can it do that much damage? It's plastic. It's not that sharp. And it's things like that where I'm like, this movie is too unbelievable and too unrealistic that it took me out of the film. And I'm assuming it's just to fit in with the corny and, playful nature that the movie was going for. But it just didn't work for me. And like I said, the straw thing and some of the action stuff really took me out of the movie. Overall, I won't say I hated the movie, because I did. I felt entertained. I never got bored. So I was entertained for an hour and like 33 minutes. I think that's how long it was. An hour 33 or 23. One of the two. I will say I was entertained. But would I recommend this movie to anybody? I honestly would not. This movie is not that great. And yeah, like I said, you would probably watch this movie once and then forget about it. I think if you're going to watch this movie, watch it at home, watch it with people, because at least that way you can have fun, have more fun. And, who knows? Maybe you'll make fun of it. I don't know. But yeah, this is a movie better watched at home with people, or, maybe drunk. Who knows? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I will see you all in my next one. I have a manga collection review coming up next. That should be the next video posted. But yeah, if you like what I do here, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've seen this movie, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.